Hello, I'm reading Evie, and I want to talk about The Ghost and the Doppelgänger by Bobbi Holmes. 16 of Haunting Danielle. They say everyone has a double. Walt's distant cousin, Clint Marlow, could be his twin. When the unscrupulous cousin arrives at Marlow House with his fiancée, he conceals his real reason for being there. But unknown to Walt and his cousin, the universe has its own plans, and none of them will ever again be the same. That's an understatement. So we meet two new characters, Clint, Walt's cousin, and Stephanie, Clint's girlfriend, or I guess fiance, actually. Stephanie was saying that the house should belong to Clint. I mean, honestly, I do agree, since he's family. Had we not known about Walt and Ghost, that is. I'd be annoyed too, but I'm not really, greedy enough to worry about that. Steph, Clint, and the painter, I guess there was another new character, Macbeth, my bad, are there to steal the paintings as they're worth $5 million. So Walt had two paintings of himself and of Angela, his wife. Well, Ed's wife. Late wife? Whatever. It was just two big portraits hanging up. Rich people stuff, you know. As it be. Yeah, and Macbeth used a fake name, which I didn't write down, but it didn't matter. Because apparently Macbeth is common for, I think he was known for being a criminal or something like that. Anyways, they finished repainting the portraits, a compromise to Danny not wanting to sell the originals. But then once again, Clint took them, but then once done, I was like, what? Once done, Clint took them out to dinner, and Macbeth called a few people to help steal the originals. So that was the plan all along, because it seemed like they were there to just copy the paintings so that they could have their own. But apparently not. Walt switched them out, though, when they were sleeping, although Macbeth caught the painting floating in midair and passed out. And then he thought it was a dream. It was funny. Hilarious. And he was trying to tell Clint about it, and he was like, oh, that's a weird dream, and oh well. The book is getting deeper, it seems, with the universe speaking out. It was also another new character. Apparently I didn't write all the new characters. If we could consider the universe as a character. For some reason, it told Darlene to cause a wreck for Clint and Steph, so now they're dead. Is the universe a good thing or bad? Or neutral? Because weird. Apparently it only kills Stephanie, though. Clint is in the hospital in a coma. Heather suggested Walt go into Clint's body since Clint didn't want to live anymore anyways, and didn't want to jump back into his own body. Said may as well, they look alike anyways. With the same name, even though he goes by Clint, but whatever. Eva is trying to get Clint to do just that, release his body to Walt for the universe. So, why does the universe care? Actually, no, it said why they cared, but basically, Walt has been a spirit for way too long, for 90 years, even though so is Eva, for longer, actually. Oh, Angela, yeah, and Angela, but Angela's kind of stuck there, so that's actually irrelevant, but I wonder what the universe has in store for Eva, then. I didn't think about this when I was reading it. Thought about it just now. Anyways, if he has permission, there won't be any trouble. I wonder what's up with this. Yeah, because they kept, trying to get Eva to speak for the universe. Is Eva the universe? Danny's birthday is the day before mine, but different year. Fun fact. They made a joke about Walt having to stop smoking cigars. I was wondering when they would, because Danny always said if Walt was alive, she would have lectured him about it. Because she's like, they're gonna kill you. But since you're already dead, oh well. So, now he's gonna have to if this happens. Clint is willing to give up his body, so it seemed. But now he's getting greedy. He wants to pretend to be the Walt that Danny knows in order to get the money since Stephanie is dead. So there was a whole suspense, because Walt went to the hospital. Walt went to the hospital to jump into the body, and so for a few hours, we had no idea what had happened. Actually, several hours. It was like the next day before we found out. No, I think even longer. The next day, Clint/Walt woke up. We didn't know who was who. And then he had lost his memory, of course, as they always do in these books. It's like something dirty on here. Anyways. So he lost his memory, so for a little bit, we really didn't know who he was. And then I said, Walt has a buddy again. Clint chose love over money. Yay. Walt is alive again. But yeah, so randomly, Walt, not Clint. Because Clint kept talking like, oh, well, maybe I should choose money over love then. And then Walt was like, because Danny was there visiting to try to figure out who was who. And finally, Walt, I guess, remembered, or maybe he was faking it. Yeah, I think he was faking amnesia, because, makes sense. And he just suddenly announced he chose love over money, so he's gone, and Walt has a body again. Yay! Which we will read all about in The Ghost of Second Chances. Video coming soon, as I'm about to record it. So let me know what you thought about The Ghost and the Doppelgänger, and if you liked it. Other than that, really not much had happened. That's why I didn't really have a whole lot of notes. The main thing was, what were Clint and Stephanie and the painter up to, which we found out pretty quickly. And then, then the wreck happened. And so then it was a matter of, did Clint want to keep living or not? So it was kind of just all about that. Oh, I really like the book, and I really like that Walt's alive again. Yay! Let me know what you thought. Bye.